We're now going to go to the wrist. So the wrist is going to have your PA, 40-inch SID, perpendicular beam for all of the projections. You're going to enter mid-carpal area, have the patient flex their fingers to bring the carpal bones in closer contact to the IR. And then typically from about metacarpal area to the distal 1/3 of the radius. And then you can just place the marker. For the oblique, I'm simply going to have the patient roll their wrist up by 45 degrees. For the lateral, the patient's going to have their elbow bent by 90 degrees. Their humerus and their lower arm needs to all be in the same plane. And then we're also going to palpate the styloid processes to ensure that they are superimposed. So the styloid processes, turn your hand. There's one here and there's one here. Okay, so you see how they do not sit within the same plane. So as you're positioning your patient, you're going to slightly supinate, and the patient should probably feel a little twinge in their arm. And I'm ensuring that my fingers would be touching each other if his wrist wasn't there. So the wrist is slightly supinated. Arm is flexed 90 degrees, and the humerus and the lower part of the arm is in the same plane. Our two special projections are going to be the ulnar deviation. So with that, the scaphoid bone is what we're looking at for the ulnar deviation and for the modified Stetcher method. We're going to find the snuff box, which is right here, the indentation right at the end of your thumb, or it's 3/4 of an inch distal and medial from the styloid process of the radius. So right in that indentation, that's where the scaphoid bone is going to be. And then we're just going to rotate into an ulnar deviation. I'm going to turn this tube because we have to have a 15-degree angle towards the patient's elbow. And you're going to recheck your SID to ensure that you have a 40-inch SID. And then you can just collimate down to the scaphoid area, because this goes along with the rest of the wrist projection. So you already have the PA, the oblique, and the lateral. This is specifically for the scaphoid bone. So this is the ulnar deviation. So you deviate towards the ulnar side into the snuff box with a 15-degree angle towards the elbow. If you're doing the modified Stetcher, you're going to remove the angle off the tube, and we're going to put it on the patient. So you're going to get a 20-degree angled sponge, and you're going to place that so that now the angle is on the body part instead of on the X-ray tube. And I left my marker underneath the sponge, still in the light field because it's radiolucent.